Hello everyone and welcome to the Doom Room. I am your host Bobby. We are bringing new music into the room and judging them on a 10 out of 10 basis to find out what are some of the great new songs that are out there on the market today. So the criteria is as follows. If you need a printout of this, you can get it in the comments below. Copy it, paste it, play along, post your comments down below and let us know how you grade these. These are graded on production, vocal style, music style, rhythm section, creative level, wow factor, musical arc, big riff, the tell a friend, and the special point, giving it the ultimate 10 out of 10. And that's up to you. So the first one that we're getting into here tonight is going to be from, drumroll, this is Replacire. Replacire, that is spelled dun 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 dun, Replacire. That is the coolest artwork. This is from the album The Center That Cannot Hold, and we are going to get a quick look at these guys. Hold on just a second. Look at that. Look at that. You know you love them. You know you love them. This song is called The Helix Unravels 2024. This is courtesy of Season of Mist Records. Once again, get your pen and paper out. We're judging on the 10 out of 10 criteria. This is the Doom Room. Holy snakes! That was The Helix Unravels by Replacire. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Replacire. That is courtesy of Season of Mist, and that is from their album, The Center That Cannot Hold. And it says that that is going to be released. Let me see if I have this correctly. I missed the date on this. I apologize. I'll cut this out. And says that it was a June 20th, 2024 release. Man, okay. So let's see what the crowd has to say before I dig into this one. Looks like we've got some pros and cons all across the board, which is the greatest part about having the point system. It's not about me, it's about everybody. There may be a super death metal fan out there that loves this, and there may be a person out there that absolutely hates death metal and doesn't want to listen to this at all. So we got lots of fire on the screen, from the community. As soon as I hear vocals in this, okay, so Ray's not into the vocals. Let's see what we got here. Okay. What do we got here? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know jack about Doom, but that's at least a 6 out of 10. Drums seal the deal, courtesy of Bob Harold. Right there you go. Okay, so let's see. Joe Wellman is saying production 1, vocals 1, style 1. Let's see, the rhythm section 1, creativity half, wow factor half, the arc is half, riff half. The tell a friend is 1, the special sauce 1. They got the special sauce at the very last moment. Loved how they ended with that grunt. So that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 10 that Joe Wellman gives them. Where can you find the criteria? I'll tell you what, I will put it right back in the chat again. And for anybody else who needs it, you can get it in the chat, my friend. Let me post that up right now for you, just to make sure it's not lost. And then we will talk about mine. There you go, Tony. Criteria coming at you right now. You'll be able to get it directly out of there. Okay. Man, I gotta say, although people don't know, we just experienced, before that song, we experienced something polar opposite of that. So for this one, production, I gave it the full point across the board. I thought it was well produced. Very, very well done. Vocal style, I gave him a half a point at first. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, how else would I want this vocal to go? Then I kind of settled into it about halfway, and I was like, I think I'm going to give him the full point. So that faltered between half of a point to a full point, but I did settle with the full point. Music style, as far as metal goes, tech metal, you're not going to ask for much better than that, in my opinion. They got the full point on that. Rhythm section, man, they were blistering. They had some great riffs all around. It was not just about one person. It wasn't like, look at that singer, look at that guitar player. Like Bob said, the drums came out popping. There was a lot of cool stuff happening in there. So I gave him the full point on the rhythm section. Creativity level, great riffs. Across the board, a couple of pieces that kind of fell in there that really surprised me. I liked the way they did that, so I gave them a full point on creativity, which also lended to the wow factor. I can't exactly explain what it was, but there was a part where the song dropped out, and it was just a second of, oh, they're going to go in this direction. And then they just plowed right back into it. Totally caught me by surprise. I actually gave them the half a point on the wow factor for that because I thought it was super cool. Let's see, musical arc, I gave them a full point. I felt like the whole time I was entertained. Nothing made me feel like, when will this song end? I gave them a full point for that. The big riff, there was one of them in there. I don't know how to explain it, but when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's the big riff. That is the big riff. And again, the big riff doesn't necessarily have to be like a big monster riff, or it could just be a moment that's a great riff. But yeah, they had it. They had it. The Tell a Friend, I can think of 5 people right now that I would call this moment and be like, you need to listen to this song right now. It's awesome. So they definitely get that. The special point, I think I'm going to reserve the special point for that super special moment. Not that they didn't have some great stuff, but that gives my points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 out of 10. So 8.5 out of 10 for the Repertoire. Is that what it was? Repertoire? Sorry, I should be writing this stuff down. That was Replacire. Replacire. I apologize to the band for me not getting their name right. Replacire. The track was the Helix Unravels. So there you go. 8.5 out of 10. I need to write that down. Replacire. I loved it. I loved it. Okay, so Tony Caldwell says, I'm giving them a 4. 1 on production. Let's see, a 0.5 on style. The 0.5 on the rhythm section. creativity 0.5, wow 0.5, arc 0.5, riff 0.5, and then there you go, totaling up to a 4. I love it. So that's a great example of how diverse the listening community can actually be here. We got people who are totally on board with that. Somebody was like, I'm giving them 0. Somebody else was like, I'm down all the way, me. And then, yeah, there you go. Everything in between. That's what I love about the Doom Room. Who knows what we're going to get into? And that was the first time I had ever heard that song. I don't know if you guys had heard it before or not, but that was a new one for me. Joe Wellman says, I'll have to check them out some more, which is exactly why they got the tell a friend point, which is you got to check out more. Didn't hate it, but not my kind of thing, and that's totally okay. That's totally okay. So let's move on to the next one. Let me clear that off of the screen. Well done by the Replacire gang. Way to go, Season of Mist Records. Okay, up next, we are getting into dun 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 dun. Once again, if you're playing at home, get in the comments. Tell us what you got. Place those comments down there. Don't forget to get your 10 out of 10 grid. You can find that in the comments below as well. Okay, here we go. Up next, we are getting into, hit my button. This is Infernal Realm. The album is Chamber of Desolation. This was released July 26th, 2024. Let's see if there is a label associated with this one. Let's see. Skull Crushers Infernal Realm have unleashed their first ever full length upon the masses. Chamber of Desolation writhes with fast, thrashing riffs and throat-grabbing grooves doled out across 8 tracks of classic-style death metal wrought forth the Evercold. Ooh, I'm going to like this one. It doesn't say anything about a label. If I'm missing a label name, I do apologize. So here is the band. Get a nice look at those guys. They obviously look like they are fired up about this. Here is the artwork, Infernal Realm, Chamber of Desolation. And we are going to listen to the song. Let me make sure there wasn't a preference on song choice from the media here. I don't believe that there is, so we're just going to stick with the first song, and this is going to be Black Millenia.
No!
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Thank you for telling me. I'm muting it that way I'm not talking or clicking my pen while we're listening to the music. So Joe Wellman coming in with a point for production, a point for vocals, a point for style, a point for the rhythm section, a point for creativity, a half on the wow, 1 on the arc, 1 on the riff, 1 on the tell a friend, and 1 on the special sauce, giving them almost a perfect score. That is a 9.5 out of 10 from Joe Wellman. Way to go, man. That is absolutely awesome. So, once again, we are talking about Infernal Realm, Black Millenia. My score a little bit differently. If anybody else wants to put their scores up, so Tony Caldwell is saying he's got a 2.5 total. So Tony Caldwell gave them a point for production, half for the style and the music style, and a half for the rhythm section, and then half for the riff. So giving them a 2.5. Mine, better than that. I gave them half on the production. I felt like the drums were out of balance in the whole thing. I felt like we were getting like a lot of snare just in your face, and I felt like it buried some of the other stuff. Overall, I mean, it wasn't bad, so I still gave them half a point, but I just gave them half on production. I gave them a full point on vocal style because for death metal, I was down with it. So be it, you know. Music style, death metal, great stuff. I bet if you were watching that live, it would melt your face off. Rhythm section, I gave them a half a point. The band is clearly in it together. There wasn't a lot of diversion where, you know, this guy goes off of here and this guy goes off in here. It's almost like they were in sync. So I did give them a half a point because there's clearly a skill level there, but nothing that made them feel like everybody was being ultimately independent to make a sound. It was just them plowing forward together as a team. But still, the half a point. Creative level, I didn't give them a point on creativity on this one. It was great death metal, great stuff, super talented, but I didn't hear anything that made me think, okay, this is pushing the boundaries. Outside of just being super talented, obviously. The wow factor, I gave them a half a point on the wow factor. There was this thing that happened, and this is where I kind of wish we were talking during the songs, or maybe I could just be like, hey, right here. But there was a moment in the middle of the song where I was just like, oh, they got me. I didn't give them anything on the musical arc. I felt like it kind of started and it went through. It's just my opinion. Not that I was bored. It did feel like it was a little bit long, though. I probably would have cut out maybe the last minute and a half of the song, or at least sandwiched it in and made the riff shorter. That's just personal opinion. Still cool stuff, though. So don't listen to me. I'm an idiot on the internet. Let's see. What do we got? The big riff, I gave him a half a point on the big riff. There was this thing that happened in there. I think it might have been in the lead break. Super cool. I gave him a half a point for that. Tell a friend. I know somebody I could call right now and tell them about this, so I gave him a half a point. And then that's it. I didn't give him a special point, so that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 5.5. Let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's a 4.5. Sorry. 4.5 on that one. 4.5 on Infernal Realm, Black Millenia, 4.5. That is it. Killer. 4.5 is not bad at all, my friends. That is not bad at all. So there you go. That was my take on that. Yeah, old school quality production for sure. Definitely good stuff. Let's see. So, Ray, can we interrupt you while you are in conversation with yourself? Absolutely, you can. Once I'm talking, we are free to talk all the way down. We're just not talking during the music because last week when we played, I was talking about, hey, I like that riff, I like this, and Sean brought up a totally valid point. He said, hey, man, when you're talking, it's kind of influencing my scorecard. And I was like, fair enough. Let me just hush my mouth and we'll listen to the song. So that was, but absolutely, once we're talking, totally interrupt. Let's see. I feel like Tony wouldn't go to a death metal show with me. Tony Caldwell, me, you, and Joe Wellman are loading up and going to see Cannibal Corpse. That's just the way it is. Let's see, I prefer spacey, stoner, sludgy, Monster Magnet type stuff. We all love that. We all love it. That's it. We're going to a Monster Magnet show. This show's sponsored by monumentsandruin.com. Maybe we'll find us some Monster Magnet albums over there. Let's see. I wonder how much being a musician on top of a music fan has to do with the rating. Joe Wellman, that's actually a great question. You gave him a higher score than I did. So who knows, man? Maybe you got an ear for something that I'm missing. Tony, are you a musician? I know that Joe Wellman is coming at it from the listener standpoint. I think Tony may just be a listener as well, and he gave them the very low score. Okay, moving on. I'm going long here. I'm getting rambly. Okay, so let's close that out one more time. That was Infernal Realm, Chamber of Desolation, and that track was called Black Millenia. Good job, guys. I mean, even if we don't hit it out of the park with these crazy points, that does not mean in any way, shape, or form that these are not quality songs. Up next, we are getting into Uprising. The name of the album is 3. This is on AOP Records, released July 19th, 2024. The track we're going to listen to is called Eternal Mantra, and that is the first track. Looks like this may be a solo project. Like that photo. That's a great photo. And then this is the album art. Let's get it going. Okay, so Joe Wellman says 1 on production, 1 on vocals, 1 on style, 1 on the rhythm section, half on creativity, no wow factor, half on the arc, half on the riff, half on the, or 1 on the tell a friend, special sauce, half for the cover art. The first cover art point in our series here. Had to do a half a point for creativity. I was thinking heavy punk when it started, but it became something definitely more than that, kind of like punk, black metal, hell, I don't know. It could have been hell. It could have been hell. Who knows there, Joe Wellman? Tony Caldwell's coming in with a 5.5. He says he's got 1 point on production, half on the vocals, half on the style, half on the rhythm section, half on creativity, half on the wow factor, 1 on the arc, half on the big riff, nothing on the tell a friend, and half on the special sauce. When the drums are super relentless, I feel like it overwhelms the riffs and songwriting. And then Chad Mickle says, I dug this. I'm not a big metal guy, but apparently I like black more than death and tech. So there you go. And that's exactly why we're doing this. And by the way, I did not intend on this show to be all metal. In fact, I just picked it random, but I thought it was a good set of 3. We done a good set of 3. So my voting was as follows. I went with half on the production. I felt like, I mean, it's black metal. So really when you're getting into black metal, there's various degrees of how you can go with that. I felt like I gave it a 0.5. Let's just say that. I gave it a 0.5. Vocal style, I like the way he sings. A lot of people aren't into that style vocally. I think that for that type of music, which I'm not a big black metal fan, I like the way that vocal style of that one was. So very, very cool. Music style for black metal, on board with it. I gave him a full point on that one, so on board there. Rhythm section, I didn't feel like anything really diverted as being a super independent thing. Obviously super talented in there, so I gave him a half a point, but there was nothing that ventured off saying, I hear something totally different going on over here than what's going on over here, so gave him a half a point on that. Creative level, I actually skipped a point on the creative level. Maybe there was something in there that I missed, but I didn't give them that. I did give them a half on the wow factor, though. I wish I could pinpoint what the moment was, but there was a super cool moment there where I was like, oh, I like this. The musical arc, overall, I mean, I gave them a half a point on that. Not too bad. It flowed. It's not like I was bored listening to it. So, but I didn't feel like it like really catapulted in an arc. I felt like it had an arc, but it was a little bit of a mainstay, so they got half on that. I didn't give them anything on the big riff. I gave them half a point on the tell a friend because I definitely know somebody I could call right now and be like, dude, you have got to check out the Uprising. And then I gave them half on the special point, so I'm with Tony on that. There was just something about it that I was like, man, I want to give them another half a point for this. This is pretty f***ing cool. So excuse my language, people. So on that, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5. So let's see, count one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. So Uprising, Eternal Mantra, I gave them a 5. So there you go. That's it. Everybody is kind of around the board on that one. Let's see. I wonder where they are from. I can tell you that right now, Joe Wellman. And then let's see. Goat Whore is from New Orleans area, and they are the first black metal I really enjoyed. You know, I'm a big Soylent Green fan. So their singer being from Soylent Green. Let's see if it says where they're from here. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to do a quick look at this before we call it a night. I might have to find a Bandcamp page or something here for us to jump off of. I'll try to figure that out and let you know later, Joe. But yeah, I do not see it. Once again, that was Uprising from Germany. That album is called 3, and that is from AOP Records. So there you go. That's it. The Doom Room. That is our 3 today. So we started off with Replacire, the Helix Unravels. Then we went into the Infernal Realm. Not the Infernal Realm, it's just Infernal Realm with Black Millenia. And then we listened to Uprising with Eternal Mantra. There you go. Be sure to check out these albums if you dug that, and don't forget to copy and paste your 10 points and put it in the comments. Let me know what your grading is, and we will do this again. The Doom Room signing off. Thank you for playing. Talk to you next time. Hope you enjoyed it.